difficult to do. I don't mean you should have worked out. What I mean is that's one of those things we can solve fairly easily.
Oh, cool.
Cool. So this process now, having gone the well done, that's a fucking good job
Oh, thanks, man.
process. That's excellent.
Is that the
Um,
colours now, if you want?
well, the next process is going to be the slightly grueling. Let's rework this. Right, there's two stages.
Right.
The first stage is let's get this HTML document into a correct manner. What I mean is let's correct the grammar,
Okay.
right? So it's just grammar updates. It's not like so imagine you wrote a really good novel. The
Yeah.
story is brilliant, and then somebody proofreads it and they go, "Well, we're not questioning the brilliance of the story,
Yeah.
but let's get all the grammar correct so that anyone else who reads it isn't going to
Understand.
go, oh, but the full stop's in the wrong place and all
Right.
that, right?" So stage one will correct all the grammar,
Okay.
and then stage two is
Literally.
you've already well, in some ways, I mean literally, because
Fuck.
HTML grammar is not
Oh,
the same
HTML
as
grammar. I thought you meant I'll
it's
fuck
not.
up.
Oh no! I mean, what we're not going to do is really care about like the English grammar in your
Right.
descriptions. That's
Right. I
fine.
was
No,
like, oh.
yeah. I see what you mean. No, that's up to you. You can type whatever you want.
This is
We're
all
not going to
level.
worry about full stops and commas,
Right.
right? That's
Right.
okay. Yeah.
Right.
What we're going to do though is we're going to look at the HTML grammar. Like, there's a couple of immediate things I can see just looking at this page
You got.
here, and we're just going to go through them and just go, oh, by the way, this is this, this is that, right? But
Thank you.
there's not a question of is that right or wrong. It's more by the way. Do you see what I
Okay.
mean?
Is that green
Cool.
cursor you?
Huh?
Is that green cursor you
Yeah.
next to?
This
Oh,
is me.
okay.
You can
Right.
see.
Good.
I don't know what color you can see
Yeah.
it, but I'm
Green.
clicking around. You
Yeah.
should be able to see me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you. Sorry, I was
Um,
wondering what the fuck was going on there.
yeah. This is the magic of live share, isn't it? Is that
Right.
we can both see each other.
Yeah.
And it makes it much less frustrating when I go up a bit, no left,
Thank
no
you.
down. Now that bit's hard.
Right.
Um,
Right.
okay, so the first point is I will say a thing
Mhm.
and see if you can tell me what it is that I mean.
All right.
Um, so a HTML document
Mhm.
should only have one HTML tag and one body tag. There should only be one of those on the screen. Don't hang on, pause, undo that. Don't change anything. I want a purely verbal,
All
like
right.
I want you to look at it and tell me before. So here's actually a generally good exercise. Tell me what you're about to do before you do it, and then we can agree. Yes, that's what you should do, and then do it. See what
Okay.
I mean? Because
Good.
that's gonna make the whole process much
Thank
easier,
you.
right? So
I ain't doing
so
nothing.
comment number one is that there should only really be one HTML tag and one body tag in any one file. And by a file, you know what I
The
mean
whole
by
thing.
file,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, cool, exactly, right. So now scan it and tell me what it is that you can see that doesn't line up with what I've said.
Right. I won't do anything, but I will highlight. Is that okay?
That's it, perfect.
All right. So these things and these things here, the bottom, these lot and these lot need to go.
When you say when you say because you've
HTML,
highlighted
all the
the
things that
first one,
HTML and the body tags
yeah,
need to go. This needs to stay because this is here, and hang on, really fucking hoping this makes sense. Yeah, and this is here, so we don't need that, right?
yeah,
So should I get rid of that?
yeah. Well, yeah, you're correct. But before you
Yeah.
do it,
Okay.
let's just have a quick look, right?
Remove
So
things.
so there's like this part here. You see, I'm going to highlight this style part. That part there.
Yeah.
We kind of want to keep that because
Yeah.
that's. And I'm impressed, by the way, that you've gone off and read something. You've read about style, and then you've put in these two things
Right.
because that's way beyond what we were talking about. Like CSS is a whole subject in its own right that we'll
Oh,
get to.
thank you.
But you've just gone off and plugged it in, which is great.
Took
So,
me years, but thank
like,
you.
I'm not surprised because
Yeah.
it's not easy and
No,
you've
no.
sussed it out. So good stuff.
Thank you.
Because that's a whole concept. Like if we're starting that from scratch, the concept would be, oh, by the way, we've got these HTML things on the page, but how do we make them look how we want to?
Right.
And then we would talk about cascading style sheets, CSS,
Right. I
which
didn't
is
know
what
that's what
you've
that stood
written.
for.
That's what it's called.
Right.
And you've written some CSS to make the body yellow
Yeah.
and
Some
the
reason.
H2's green and etc.
Yeah.
So what we won't do is comment on your choice of colors.
I can do that, even though you
Well,
disliked
it's
it.
fine. It doesn't matter. Like it
You're
doesn't
fucking
matter. It's
hate.
okay.
You
Here's
hate.
here's Well, here's the key: is you're in control of what color you can have it. It's your page. You can have it whatever fucking color you want. That's the rules. Like that's the freedom that we get from this, right?
It's my
So
ball. I choose to go who goes in goal.
it's your page. You get to do what you want.
Right.
Now, so the first concept here is like I can see what you've done is we get to this section here.
Yeah.
And it's basically like this is the section of Kumaru or Usman.
Yeah.
How would you call him?
Kamaru Usman. Yeah.
Kumaru Usman, right? So this section here, where it's sort of like this stuff. Say again.
Good pronunciation, by the way. No one gets
Oh,
that
thank you. Awesome. So this section here is like the header for the Kumaru Usman section, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this section here is like the header for the Garisol section, isn't it?
For the what?
How'd you say it?
George St. Pierre.
Oh well, I'm reading this word.
No, that's the style of font, dude.
Ah, well,
Which didn't work at all.
Right, that's
I left
okay,
it
and I
in.
can tell you why that didn't work. I see. So George Saint Pierre is this section.
Yeah.
Go down the page a little bit,
Conor McGregor.
and we've got HTML font as this title, but it's Conor McGregor section. I see. So, the thing to understand, I suppose, is that let's go to the very top of the page again. Let me just do a thing for a second, right? And then you'll see where we're going, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. And we're going to do that.
Description, dude. Oh, no, you didn't. Sorry.
Now, there should only be one title of the whole page.
Yeah, I know. I don't
So you see where we're going down, and we've got lots of heads and lots of titles.
Right.
So ignoring all of the stuff that we're going to correct further down, just there where I've selected title of the document, like what do you want the title of this page to be?
The UFC GOAT.
So type it in.
Okay.
Or even copy it from above. Oh, hang on. Yeah, do it where I've selected that text.
Sorry, I just had it in the wrong place.
That's it. You got it. Very good. Perfect. Right.
Hang on.
So.
No, I don't know how to.
What do you want to do?
I want to put S there, but that looks like shit. So how about I just write greatest of all times? No, that doesn't write. Is it? The UFC.
Just maybe that. Oh, hang on, my bad. Just
fighters,
maybe that. The UFC greatest of all time page.
That makes more sense. List. No. Yeah.
Perfect. No, list. No, list is better.
Okay.
And that actually reads quite nicely. The UFC GOAT list. I like it. Cool. Now, do you remember what I said? Anything in the head tag doesn't actually display on the page.
Yeah.
It's metadata about the page. So if you save that now, and then in your browser where we're looking at this stuff.
Yeah.
Hang on, I need to get Discord in the right place so I can see it. Right. Now look at the very top, the browser tab.
Yeah.
Notice how it says the UFC GOAT list.
It doesn't for me.
As in the very, very top of the screen.
Oh, there. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So can you see what the title tag is actually for? It's not something that displays on the screen. It's more telling the browser like all the metadata around the page rather than any visual thing to display.
Right, like a title of a video or something.
Yeah, and there's various things that you can stick in the head tag, like description of the page, and that's what Google will pick up and display in search results. But that's not text that actually displays on the page. So anything in the head tag is not a visual element of the page. It's more of a sort of metadata, is how to think of it.
Right.
If I say metadata, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool. Like just attached information.
Right.
So cool. Back to our code again. Now, style tags, they can go in the body, but the normal thing to do, as in 95% of sites that you see, will have the style tag in the head. Because
is
again,
this an idiosyncratic thing, or is there some sort of utility to it?
What do you mean? Like, is this what everybody does, or is it a rule, or what's the question?
Okay, so is this just like a style thing for the style? No. Is it an idiosyncrasy for the format of the style, or is it just continuity that will help later, or is there a utility to this?
Let's say it the done thing,
Okay. Alright, I'll do the
such that
done thing.
you can choose to do whatever you want, and it might or might not work.
Okay.
If you do the done thing, generally it will work, and
Yep.
it's also what everyone else expects to see.
Right, and when everything
So
breaks, you don't have to fix that as well, right?
yeah, and also when you read about stuff and then
Yeah.
you find out that everyone else does it
Right.
that way and it's how you've done it and it's all lining up. And so let's have a quick conversation about standards, right?
Okay.
So a standard is like everybody agrees that this is how it should
This is
be.
very important to you, I
Possibly,
can see.
possibly you could do it 100 other ways.
Yeah.
But if you use the standard, your stuff will interact with A, other humans, and B, other systems. So it's probably good to stick to the standards. Like, you can be an anarchist if you want.
I
Like, fuck
can.
the system, I don't care.
Yeah.
But your life's going to be much harder. And that's also true in real life as well as in coding.
Okay.
You know,
Most
so
definitely.
there's a sense of like actually when it comes to computers and coding, it's kind of hard enough already. And we're probably not making any political statements by going against the standard, so it's probably better to stick with the standard unless you have a good reason not to, in which case fuck it, all bets are off, you can do what you want. Do you see what I
Yeah,
mean?
like if you're a communist or something.
Yeah, or for
Absolutely
any
be
reason.
communist.
Like, well, you might be like, I've got this particular hack that I'm doing that
Right.
needs it to not be standard for, and that's a good reason. Like, it has to be this way because I'm hacking something and making it do something it wasn't designed to do.
Right.
These are reasons to not do something in the standard way. But if you're just getting stuff done,
Yeah.
it's better to stick to the way that it generally is done by everyone else because then it'll line up and you can see the reasoning there, right?
Right. Like if your
Cool.
boss
So,
outsources all your jobs and then makes all your hardware to child slaves, then you'll be like, yeah, I should probably not be a part of this, and I'm doing my own thing. Fuck it.
yeah, and then Ricky Gervais will slay you in front of everybody at the
That
awards
was
ceremony.
amazing. That was
Exactly.
hilarious. He's gonna die
That was
though.
funny. That was
Because
funny.
he said
Um,
all of you are friends with Epstein, which is hilarious.
that was brilliant.
That
I
was
loved it.
amazing.
Oh,
It was.
you had to get your own plane here. That was so funny.
And you know what's ironic?
um,
Like they were preaching about veganism, which doesn't actually help the planet. I don't know why they think that. It's like the
oh,
second
it
one,
does. But anyway, let's
second one
not
on
go
the
down
bottom
that
of the list.
path.
Second one on the bottom of the list. I know this shit, right? You know what's ironic? They got there on private planes and yachts, which they should
Yeah.
burn down and give back to the child slaves who made them. The fucking cunts. But but anyway, and it doesn't, bro. Like obviously the
No.
medicine.
I said we're not going down that path.
No,
Don't
but the
worry.
medicine does.
Um,
I get that.
so
But fasting
so
doesn't. That's insane. Cows have
no,
always
so
existed. How would that work?
we're not going down that path.
We're the problem. That's my point.
So this style tag here, as you've
Yeah.
already discovered, it kind of creates a set of rules
Right.
for how the page will look, right?
Okay.
So on their own, these rules don't actually display anything. They just describe how the stuff that is displayed will look. Does that make sense?
Oh. Okay.
So if we do, let me do something really quickly.
Do you have permission to edit?
Can you save this page as HTML4.html for a second? Cool. And then I'm going to open that. Oh yeah, we've both got it. So let's do something. I'm now going to delete everything in the body, but we're okay because we've got it in the other file, right? So save that. Get in your browser and change the URL to html4.html in the URL at the top. Cool. Now, so notice how there's nothing now
It's
on the
bastard.
page.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the page is still yellow
Right. I get you.
because we still have those rules there,
Rules
but there's
exist.
nothing actually to display. Do you
Yeah.
see what I mean?
I get you.
Cool. So let's switch back to HTML3 because that's where we actually want to be. Right. Having done that, we've basically said like the head tag is done. We've set up our metadata for our page,
Cool.
and it currently consists of the title of the page that shows in the browser and some CSS rules.
Get rid of all this bullshit,
Yeah.
right?
Well, hang on. Yep, very good for not actually doing it yet. So, I mean, yes is the answer, but let's just understand it for a sec.
I'll get you.
So, because I can see what's happened is we're going down. Just go down to line 45, for example, where we've got this titled glycerol,
Mhm.
and then on line 66. So you can see the problem
Yeah.
is we now have like lots of
Yeah.
HTML and head tags and
Right.
body tags, and we should only have one.
Right.
So,
Delete all of them.
just before we delete all of them, I just want to have a look at this. Just scrolling down for a little. Go to line 48. Right. So you see this P style font family Georgia Garamond serif font size 16 font size
I
italic.
do.
What was that? What was that for? What were you intending those
The
rules
font
to
or
be?
something. I don't know.
Okay, that's
Something to
cool.
make it look
So,
fancy.
well, what I'm suggesting is maybe we keep those rules, but we apply them to everything on the page.
That
Is
would be
that what you're
nice. I
thinking?
would like that.
Yeah. Okay. So what we do is we copy those rules, and so you know what the style attribute is. It applies CSS rules to that thing. What I don't really want to do today, Jack, is get into CSS deep
Okay.
because we'll do that in another lesson. Because that's, trust me, that's like a whole bunch of things on its own, right? Like
Right.
most of what you do with HTML is actually CSS
Oh, okay.
because this is
That's just
what
what they
there
care
is.
about in it.
Well, no, it's not.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not that what they care about. It's more. Well, probably what they care about more is actually reading the information,
Yeah, I
right?
hope
So,
so. I would hope,
but
but you don't know.
yeah, so probably the HTML tags and the content is the really important
I
stuff.
really hope so.
But making it look nice is nice, right?
Yeah, it is nice.
So that's the difference. Is the HTML tags is the actual stuff, and CSS is what makes that stuff look different.
Yeah.
Right. So what we'll do is we'll grab those descriptions.
Mm.
Let me just do a thing real quick so we can have some space. All I've done there is I've given us, if you look at the top of the document there,
Yeah.
I've just given us some tabbing space
Okay.
so that we can see in those CSS rules we've got a bit more
What's
space.
going on? Yeah.
And
Okay.
then what I'm going to do is copy those rules that you've put there, and then go to the very top of the page.
Yeah.
And I'm going to paste those
To the
rules
body. Will that
into the
work?
body. So yes. So what that does is it says
Okay.
anything on the body will follow.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah, I can
sorry
hear
about
you
that.
fine.
Right. Cool.
That's all right.
I ain't editing it out.
So,
Fuck it.
so it's all
Right.
good. You're the editor. You
Ah, it
get to
worked.
decide what the cut is.
It worked.
Hang on, let me see. Oh yeah, cool. So it's just changed.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
just
It's
so
very
so
slight
you
and
can,
useless, but I appreciate it.
well let me show you something now that's funky. I'm going to change the font size now. Refresh.
Whoa,
Whoa.
too big.
Yeah. So
Surprise.
the point there is that we've affected the entire page by adding those rules to the body.
Yeah.
Because what we're saying there is anything inside the body will follow those rules.
Right.
But like I said, we're not gonna get deep into CSS quite yet.
All
There's
veganism.
a whole world of or veganism, and there's a whole world of understanding about what rules apply to what and how you get those rules to work. So I'm going to set that back to 16 pixels and
A little bit
done.
bigger. Can you make it a little bit bigger?
You can make it as big as you want. Do it. Okay.
Hang on. Let's see if this looks good. Yeah. Look at that,
Cool.
man.
Good
Fuck
stuff.
yeah. Sorry.
Right.
Brilliant.
No, that's great. So next step is to look down because why did I do that? I did that because I don't want to lose anything that you've done with what we're about to do, which is to delete a bunch of the heads tags
Bullshit.
that we've
Yeah.
got in
Let's
there.
do
Do you
that.
see what I mean?
Yeah.
So let me just one sec before you do it. Let me just scan down the rest of the head tags and make sure there's nothing else in there that we want. So yeah, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep going. Most of them are just HTML font and the same rules now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep
Pretty much
keep going. Cool,
repeated.
good. Right, I'm happy that actually all of those can go. So basically now get rid of every doc type HTML head chunk. You got it. Nice one, well done.
Thank you.
Very good.
Oops. No, that's fine.
That's it.
I'm very aware of tabbing and how much it means to you.
Yep. Well, you'll also be like, actually, it means something to me as well
No, it
after a
does.
while,
Just not
because you'll
yet.
go, yeah, no, it's cool. It's we're going to sort out some tabbing actually in a minute, but carry on. This
Sorry,
is
I tried my
perfect.
best.
No, you did very well. No,
Thank you.
like I said to you, every part of this isn't a comment on what you've done. It's just now let's wrap it up.
That looks a lot
Right
neater.
now, save that and refresh the page in the browser, and you should notice it looks exactly the same, as in we've not
Should.
really affected the
Yeah,
page.
because the body's not changed, right? Oh no, it
Exactly.
has. Look, it's changed.
Has it changed a bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. It's like moved. It's
That
changed
looks
the
fine
flow of
actually.
stuff,
That's a
hasn't
lot
it?
better actually.
Cool. Well, we're gonna sort the flow of stuff out
Yeah.
as what we do. But right, cool. So next step.
Tabbing.
Let me. If you don't move the mouse for a sec, so I
I
can
won't
just
move it at all.
scroll. What happens with live share is if you click, it scrolls me. It scrolls me back to where you are.
I won't click anything.
It's cool. So let me just scan this and see what we need to do now. So blah blah blah, and then we want to do da da da, and then like that, and okay, cool. So excuse. Um,
Random rappers keep looking at me, dude. It's weird. Like DJs and
question.
rappers, it's crazy, man.
That's cool.
No, it's not, dude. It's
Question.
weird. Weird, bro.
Question. So if you go to the site in the
Right, go to
browser,
the site.
hover over any of those links
Mhm.
and tell me where it's linking to.
UFC.
But which person?
Kamaru.
Right. So go scroll down. Don't worry about clicking the links. Just hover and you can see where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Okay, it is all linking to the right place. Okay.
I'm not
So
moron.
the thing I want. No, Jack. Nobody is a moron. Like
Everyone's a moron.
no, I mean they are, but let's just not say it.
No, let's always say it. Fuck them.
No, let's not do that.
Why not?
That's because I don't like it,
Well, I do.
but I don't. So it's up to you if you want to be the one that says because I like it, I don't care, or you
Yeah.
could be the one that goes,
I'll be
okay, actually,
polite.
I want, huh?
I'll be polite to the morons.
It's up to you. It's your choice, but you'll find people react differently to you
I
depending
don't
on
give
if
a
you
fuck
account for what
about
they
people's
like.
opinion of me.
It's not there. Well,
That
okay,
that
but
went out the window a long time ago.
fair. But I would recommend caring about the people that you want to hang out with and what they
I
think of
care
you.
about you, just not about the morons
Right,
you care about.
that's fair. But I think I'm asking
I
for you to
will. I
care
will.
about me in this moment. That's it. That's
No,
all I'm
okay.
saying. I
That's
don't care
effort.
about the rest of them.
I'll
Cool.
insult you.
So let's not say the word moron.
Alright.
Cool. So right, the first thing is let's look at this A tag on line 28.
Hey. Oh, it's a red A, so I need to stop that, right?
On where are you looking? On line 28?
Uh-huh.
I can't see your cursor. What's going on there? Can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
Oh, I can now. Okay, yeah, you just appeared. Right.
The red A?
Now,
I don't know
yeah,
what that is.
that's it. So, you see the image tag here, which is perfect and very good tabbing, by the way.
Thank you.
So you can see, I can see how you got image and then attributes there, and then you've closed the tag, and that's very good, right?
Thank you.
So image tag, there might be another couple of tags that are the same as what I'm about to say, but essentially ignore those for a moment.
Right.
The image tag is a very rare case
Okay.
because it doesn't contain any other tags.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Like the
it's
body.
sort of like. Say again, like yeah, the body contains loads of tags because
Right.
it's like all the rest of the stuff in there. Notice the H1, which is like big header.
Right.
It contains some text.
Right.
So when I say tags, let's instead just say stuff
Alright.
because that includes just text and other HTML tags, right?
Right.
Do you know what the P is? Do you know what that
Paragraph,
is?
isn't it?
Paragraph, spot on, nice one. So paragraph contains other stuff, as you've got there, right?
Yeah.
When you get to the image, it would be a bit weird to have stuff inside the image because it's just like the browser just goes, okay, I'm now just going to render the image. Do you see what I mean?
Right.
Like, what would we put inside the image tag?
I don't know, the link to the image?
Well, Well, no, the answer is nothing because it just renders the image. Do you see what I mean?
I
Like,
see.
yeah.
Okay.
So image is a weird tag where it
Uh,
kind of doesn't contain anything else.
I
Yeah.
could.
So what you get is this strange setup where you open the image tag, you
Yeah.
set the attributes, and then you close the image tag without having any contents. That's
Okay.
that setup that you've done perfectly there, right?
Oh, thank you.
Now the A tag, a link tag,
Yeah.
it does contain other stuff.
Okay.
So where you've done this, you can see the closing /A like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. What we actually want is we want that something, then close it like that.
What's the something mean?
It's anything.
No, but
Like click
in what
here.
context? Oh, I see.
It's the so well. Okay, I'm gonna save the page. Let's go and look
No,
at it in the browser.
I don't want to have a click here. If that's okay.
We'll change it in a second. It's just to make a point.
Because I think it'll be obvious when people.
No, but Jack, pause for a sec because this is just to so you learn what it is. Then we
Oh,
can actually
sorry.
edit the page, right? So
Contextually, I get it.
exactly. So open that in the browser,
Oh, that's brilliant.
right? And now, can you see what we've done? Is we've
I've got
said
click here,
like
click this.
so if you click on click here, it should end up as Usman's page.
Fuck yeah.
There you go.
I'm very
Right.
impressed with
So
your ability to pronounce that name. I couldn't at the beginning.
that's funny.
It took 2 seconds, but I still.
So the point I'm making there is A tags should generally always contain something because what you're saying with an A tag is like if you click on this stuff, you will end up at that page,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So what stuff are you clicking on? It's whatever you put inside the tag.
Yeah.
In that case, so can you see now, like on line 36 here?
Yeah.
Can you see how the difference is?
Yeah.
Right. So the second point to make, if imagining an A tag was like an image tag, and like in a parallel universe. Hang on, don't remember I said don't do
Oh,
stuff
sorry.
until you
Sorry.
told me. Undo a few times because I was about to show you a thing on that line. That's it. Perfect. Leave it there. Now, imagine that an A tag in an alternate universe was like an image tag
Mhm.
and it didn't have any stuff in it.
Yeah.
Right. So the one tiny tweak, and it's going to sound pedantic what I'm
No,
saying
no, no.
here, but
It's all good.
computers are pedantic.
Oh,
They
bastards.
really are. Like the moment you do one character wrong, it goes, nah, I'm not going to work now. Right. Um, HTML is actually one of the most forgiving things
Oh,
with
good.
that.
Good.
Yes, because
Well, it's my favorite
imagine
thing.
there's an entire internet full of very badly coded web pages,
Yeah.
and all the browsers attempt to do their best.
Okay.
Right? That's how that. Yeah. As soon as you get to anything that's an actual programming language, because remember I said HTML is a markup language. It's all about putting content on a page rather than like it's the nouns and the adjectives. It's not the verbs.
Right.
HTML doesn't deal with verbs. There's
Right.
no
It's not like
actual
Python.
actions happening. Yeah.
Right.
You need Python or
CSS.
JavaScript or Ruby or Go or all
Right.
of these actual programming languages, right? So the moment you get to an actual programming language and you put one character wrong, the entire world blows up. That's how pedantic they are, right?
Right.
So by saying the following thing, hopefully you won't interpret it as pedantic. You'll go, okay, that's important because that's how they have to be. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So when you want what we call a self-closing tag,
Mhm.
right? So this tag here, this image tag, where
Mhm.
you're basically saying there's nothing inside that tag, it just is.
Right.
Yeah. Imagine that we wanted to do the same thing with this link tag.
Yeah.
How the format is that it's just one character
Oh.
difference. Like you basically nailed it,
Oh,
but
cool.
you don't self. And I can see what you've done. You've gone inside the same tag. Here's the closing part of it,
Right.
right? But how you self close a tag is like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's just the rules. You just go open the tag, put the attributes, and then just slash bracket, and that does the job.
It was
Make
good you
sense?
stopped me because I was going to do the same thing for all of it.
Well, in which case you knew the right answer.
Oh.
Now in terms
No,
of
I
like
mean, before I was going to put the A closing tag the way I did it before and all of it and change it a bit.
oh
So it's good you
oh I
stopped
get
me.
you.
Is my point.
Oh, good. So
That's not
so
pedantic.
like
That's good to know.
it's unfortunately just the rules, and those rules have very little flexibility.
That's
Is
alright.
the issue with this whole world that
Yeah.
we're doing?
It's the problem of the
Now,
world, isn't it? Really?
so what we've said is A tags, however, always have content inside them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next thing we have to do is decide what chunks of content we want to link to where. right? Okay, so am I correct in saying this entire chunk of content here that I've highlighted? Can you see what I've highlighted?
Okay.
You can, great. Am I correct in saying that that entire chunk of content, if you clicked on any of that content in the page, you should end up at that link, this link?
Other than the description of it, yeah.
Got you. So what you're saying is this sentence and this image should be a link off to there, but this stuff should just be text that you can't click on. That's what you're saying.
Right, yeah.
Awesome. Right. So here's your challenge. Telling you that here's the correct way to do a link tag, where you open the tag, you send the href off to where it's going to go, and then you put the content in there like that.
Yeah.
Right. So I want you to make this sentence be the content for that link above. What would you do? And don't do it. Just tell me what you'd do.
Do you mean like just copy paste this there?
I literally mean that. Okay, so do it.
Copy or cut?
Well, cut is probably better because we don't want it left behind where it is. There you go.
Yeah, but just in case I made a mistake, because I always.
No, it's that. Very good. Very good. Perfect. Look at that. Right. Now what I want you to do is I want you, and this is a bit of a leap now, but I think you'll work it out. I want you to link the image of Usman off to his page. So, hang on, but I want you to do it without sticking it inside along the text. So the little trick here is you might need 2 link tags. You never know.
Do you mean another one of these?
I do mean another one of those. So if you copy, well, hang on, no, undo that part. Copy the whole of the link tag, like, well, yeah, okay, that'll do.
Oh, fuck.
That's all right.
And then hold on. This is gonna look like shit, and you're gonna complain, but hang on.
It's okay. I'll let you sort it out afterwards. There you go.
And then.
Right, hang on. Pause. Undo.
Where was he?
That's it. Right, now pause for a sec. Now, the link tag, the image, when they click it, we still want them to end up at ufc.com/Kamaru Usman, right?
They already will though, because that's there, isn't it?
No, right. But do what you just did again. And now we have a link tag that doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put that there, so that's fine.
So do what you're gonna do, and I'll show you what I mean.
Wrong. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good way. That's a good way to learn, I think.
Yeah, like that, right?
Cool. Right. So it is wrong, but we're getting pretty close. Okay. Oh, hang on. Too much leaping around.
Sorry, I'll stop.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, that was good. Right. So 1 sec. Let me just get ourselves. Okay. So what I'm saying is, if I get rid of if you click up for a sec so it's not selected, that's it. Perfect. Thank you. If I get rid of this content and I just say there is some stuff, yeah, I think you get it now.
Yeah.
Go on then. Make that image be a link.
Okay. Image. Link. Can I just this one, or that?
No. Okay. Well, I think what you need to understand is when I say the image, unselect what you've got selected for a second. Just click off. Okay. That's it. It's the whole thing. Is that whole thing? You got it.
Yeah. I would have trialed and errored that.
You would have done. I know you would have done. It's all good.
And then like that. But no, the closing tag's not making sense. So how do you do that again? You just.
No, the closing tag does make sense. Okay. We're going to sort that out in a minute with the tabbing.
Okay.
Let's just get rid of this extra image. Otherwise, we'd have 2 images, right? Okay. Now reload the page in the browser.
Hang on. Oh, that was like shit, man. Can we sort this out?
We will sort it out in a second. Let's just check it works.
Okay. Sorry. All right. Save. You already told me to do it as I go.
I know. I'm leaping around a bit, but right now test if it works.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hang on. Yeah. Fuck.
Cool. So you've just managed to get the image now to link to the same place as the text does.
It's all fucked up because that's there and that's it. Oh,
fuck. What bit's fucked up?
Look, George St. Pierre is at the same place as Usman. That shouldn't be there.
What do you mean he's in the same place?
Look, it says justifiably proud Nigerian, and it says click for dominant and accurate stats for George St. Pierre. That shouldn't be there. That should be.
Oh, I see. So what you mean is the click this for dominant accurate stats should be further down the page, is what you mean?
Yeah, it should be next.
Yeah, cool. That's okay. We'll sort the layout in a sec.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So let's go back to the document. So you're on the code, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Cool. So first question. Do you, and I think you do, but I'm just confirming, like, do you understand the concept of you make a link tag, i.e. an A tag,
Mm.
and you then stick some stuff inside that, and then you close the link tag.
Yeah. The self-closing.
That makes sense to you, right?
Yeah.
So link tags aren't self-closing. Images are the only things
Sorry.
that are
I keep saying that.
self-closing.
Yeah,
It's
I get
okay.
you.
No, I kind of knew what you meant. I'm just
That's fine.
reinforcing so you learn, right?
No worries.
So I think you get that now. It's like, oh, basically the rule is you can put anything inside a link tag,
Yeah.
right? The link tag itself. Let's do this. Let me just do a thing real quick. Let me put that there, and let's go like I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay. So now open the page in the browser.
Save it and then open.
Yeah, that's it, and then refresh it in the browser.
Mm.
Now notice how you can't see anything that links off to Google.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Is it
Why
content?
is if we come back to the code. See the code?
Mhm.
Right. The reason is because there's nothing here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So link tags on their own are invisible.
That's weird.
Link tags wrap content.
Oh, sorry. I get it now. It's like
Does
attached
that
to
make
it. It's
sense?
like
Yes.
part of it.
Yes. So link tags say
Ah.
whatever you put inside me will be
I
clickable.
just always assume it's gonna say HTTP Google as its thing on its
Yes.
own. It's
Yes.
not
If
this.
that
It's
so
just
yes,
right. I get
you have to imagine that these sorts of things, like some of it's invisible, some of it's like
it's under
I
the
was
hood.
about to say, yeah, it's under the hood. When it comes to a link tag, it's under the hood. When it comes to an image tag, it displays. You just learn which bits do what. Like I'm not going to try and give you a rule there because there isn't one, right? Some tags are invisible. Some tags actually display something. Other tags say, "I will display what you put inside me." That's just dependent entirely on what it is what tag you're using. Does that make sense?
It does.
Awesome. Refresh the page now. I've put link to Google inside the
Cool.
tag.
Then that all links to Google, right? So.
I know you can see it, but let's actually see it. There's the link to Google. Click it. It goes to Google.
Ooh, awesome.
There we go. Great.
Right,
So
delete that
tell
immediately.
like do link tags make sense
Yeah, they do.
in your mind? They do.
Because
Excellent.
I always assumed they're their own thing, but now they're like invisible things attached to things. So,
That's it. I think you've made the real leap there to understand what it is,
yeah,
because it's weird, isn't it? Like
that's true.
this is a good learning process where you go, oh right, now I get what they're
Yeah,
for.
yeah,
They're wrappers
yeah.
rather than
Great,
actual things. Yeah.
great, great.
One
It's not
thing
a
that's
tank.
really
It's not the car.
yeah, it's like I'm not going to even try and think of a metaphor. You just did it. Very good. One thing that's bugging me is this, so we're just going to sort that out. This little space there, right? So the next thing I want you to do is I want you to you see how this here,
Mhm.
this that is beautifully tabbed. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, this
Bullshit.
could do the same as that. So I want you to get the line tabbed in the same way as that paragraph tag.
Okay. Don't we
So
need to get rid of this
tell
line?
me what you're going to do first, and then do it.
Don't we need to get rid of this line? Or is this just something we can
Why would we
have
get
on
rid
there?
of that line? Because that
Oh
content's
no,
not
sorry.
anywhere
I get
else.
yeah. I see. Sorry, I thought it
Yeah.
was because it's tabbed badly. So hang on. Hang on.
What
Hang
would
on.
you do? What would you do to get that tabbed nicely?
When you just sort of like.
I'll give you a trick. It's got nothing to. Hang on. Undo those things for a sec. That's it. Right. Pause for a sec. I'll give you a trick. You need to do nothing to any line apart from that line.
Okay. So how about
So what would you do to that line to get it nicely, like exactly like the line above where it's tabbed nicely?
that? I don't know. And then
I'll just
you do
I'll
it.
show you. I'll show you the thing that I mean, because I'm being. That's quite an obscure one. It's like, what does he fucking mean? Like, what does he want from me?
Right. Right.
I'll
No, it's
show
fine.
you. What I mean is this. It just makes it much neater.
That is neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So as soon as you do a tag, let's have the contents of the tag A on the next line and B one tab in.
That makes sense. I was
Yeah.
always it's always good to have the tags like on the bottom so you can add shit to it, right?
Yeah.
So at first I used to think, Kai, can you stop making me organise fucking letters and shit? It makes no sense.
Mm.
But now I'm like, this makes a lot more sense because if I
Yes.
had this all in a jumble, I'd fucking be nowhere.
Yes, correct. Now, what you'll learn at a later stage of this whole process, as in when you're actually doing stuff and working with other people and all of that stuff, right?
Jesus
Um,
Christ, man.
it's a case where you look at somebody else's code that you're like, there's a deadline, you're stressed, it's important that you fix it quickly. You open somebody else's code, and they in no way give a shit about tabbing. Trust me, you
Who's
hate that
that? What
person in that
wanker does
moment,
that?
right?
No,
Well,
no one professional does
no,
that, surely.
lots of people. Trust
Oh
me,
my
lots of
god.
people who get paid lots of money
They get
sit
money.
there and they make HTML
Oh.
look like shit, right?
Hi.
And
I
their
received
argument,
your previous comments about these people not being morons, but I will
yeah,
not say it out of your,
yeah.
you know.
Well, trust so now I'm going to go against my rule, but hopefully you can see the joke.
Yeah, I can.
In those moments, those people are morons.
In the moments, right? Okay.
In those moments, those
Okay.
people are morons, right?
Half the
Because you're
time,
sat
lovely
there,
people.
you
In
you're
those
sat
moments,
there,
awful.
you're sat there, and you're going like, I like it's not even that the thing that you're trying to do is hard,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's that they have given zero effort to
Right.
making it neat,
It takes
such
2 seconds, man.
they've made it hard for you, even
That's
though it wasn't hard,
crazy.
right?
They don't do that.
That is why what can feel quite pedantic becomes actually really important,
We
and that's
develop
called,
murderous rage.
yeah.
Yeah.
And and also, and here's a much better equivalent of that exact same story.
Mm.
You there's a bug, a customer's screaming down the phone, this is broken, you need to fix it right away, say, oh right, okay, no worries, I'll get right on it, I'll do it now. You open up a file, and the same thing happens, where you go, for fuck's sake, who laid this HTML out? I can make no sense of it because it's all over the place, and I can't see
Yeah.
what is contained by what. I
Yeah.
can't see like this image tag. I can't see that it's inside even this chunk here, right? Which
Right.
is very, very simple. We've not got lots going on.
Mm.
It's kind of not that easy to see
No.
that this image tag is inside that link tag. Do you see
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Right. Now, here's the joke.
Okay.
Then you go, what fucking idiot laid this HTML out like this? So
Oh
you
boy.
do a thing called you do a thing called git blame, which is a real thing.
Okay.
And git blame tells you the person that edited that file last,
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
And then it says,
System.
right, it's a snitch system, and then git blame says it was you, and you
Whoa.
go, oh, okay, shit, I should have laid that out better. So
There's a
the
Reddit
point,
site of all the
right?
morons who did that
Right.
wrongly.
So the point I'm making is
Shame.
it's a favor to your future self
Okay.
in most cases.
And other
There's these
people.
little and other people, but let's be selfish for a moment. Like, it's almost like I'd rather have an easier time later on in my life is what
Okay.
you're doing. Do you see
Yeah.
what I mean? Because
Sacrificing that for later.
probably in most cases, it's going to be you is the one that comes back to the code you wrote. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, if you're working in a large team, maybe that's less likely. But at the moment, especially with what you're doing, it's
Definitely.
going to be you that's going to be the one that has to suffer when you open this file again. So if
Right.
we get our shit sorted early on in the game, and we say, yeah, we're gonna really put a lot of attention into tabbing and layout. Later on, when you come back to edit your code, the opposite experience happens. You open the file and you go, oh my god, I want to hug the person that wrote this file because it's so easy to understand, right? So
Right.
I think I've laboured that point, but why? Because it's really important.
No, it's important. I get it.
Good.
What's,
Now,
basically, tab for hugs.
yeah, very good. I love it. That's
Yeah.
excellent. You could make that into a T-shirt.
I will. I will.
Wait one sec. Let me
You get
just
none
see
of the
what
proceeds. I'm
my
gonna fucking Zuckerberg you.
right now. So having given you the two rules, right?
Yeah.
Any tag that goes inside another tag, the two rules are: first of all, the tag needs to start on a new line, and the second rule is it must be tabbed in one from its parent tag, right? Very good. I mean, you broke the rule of doing it before you tell me, but I'm going to let you off. No, that's okay. I mean, I'm kind of being a bit of a dick now, but at the same time, like, yeah, that was what I was going to tell you to do, is sort that out. One second, let me just help you out. Like, let's ignore that bold tag. It's just this chunk that I want you to sort out.
Okay. That was okay.
So, okay, yeah. So okay. Hang on. No, you had it perfect. Undo. That's it. Leave it there. That's perfect. The one rule I didn't tell you. No.
Right.
Honestly, leave it alone. You had it perfect.
Almost. There we go.
Right. The one thing I didn't tell you
Yeah.
And so the one extra thing we do to this chunk. So
You
up
passed.
until there, spot on. Like that's exactly what I said. Those are the rules, and you did it very good. The last rule that we need is once you finish with all the stuff inside a tag, you bring the closing tag level with the opening tag on a new line.
Like a
Yeah,
body.
that's the yes. Like well, like any tags.
Body.
Like
All tags.
yes,
Yeah.
these
Like all
rules apply
tags.
to all tags.
Right.
Exactly, all tags follow these rules, right?
Yeah.
So the rules are as soon as you start putting children inside a tag, new line and tab,
What?
right? As soon as you put children inside a tag,
I don't know
so
what that
this
means,
is
dude.
okay.
I
So
don't
this
put children in
image,
any tags.
this image tag is a
Yeah.
child of this link tag, is
New
what I mean.
analogy. That's weird.
Yes. Well, that's the correct
Cheese and a cheese
terminology.
grater. All right.
No. Children is the correct terminology
Oh, well,
because
change it. That's creepy.
but remember what we said about standards.
All right.
So everybody refers to the child tag of the parent tag of the grandparent tag of the descendants and ancestors, and these
That
are
makes
phrase.
sense.
Now, why does it make sense? Because HTML is a tree. It's a family tree
Okay.
almost of like the parent stuff to the children stuff. That's how you can look at it because it is actually a tree structure, right? It's like stuff is contained within other stuff.
Yeah, there's
That makes
branches
sense?
and
Yeah,
twigs.
yeah, branches and
Twigs.
etc. Let's not use branches. I'm going to confuse you if we say branches in context
Please
HTML.
don't
But
do. It's
um,
easier, if anything. But all right.
but like what we're saying is the image tag is a child of the link tag,
All
is
right.
what we're saying
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah.
So the three rules are any child tags you put on a new line and tabbed in,
Yeah.
and as soon as you close the parent tag, it goes
Goes the same.
level with the opening tag.
Level.
Does that make
Right.
sense?
Okay.
Awesome.
By the way, you don't. I will do this for all of them later. I just need to get the standard for the first one, and I can do it for the rest.
Yeah, but I want you to do this now for all the rest of the page whilst I watch.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
This bothers me here. Can we change this? I don't know what to do with this.
What do you mean by bothers you?
It doesn't look neat.
Why not? Tell me what's wrong with it.
That looks better to me.
Perfect, spot on.
Oh,
Very
good.
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 Now, also, do you remember the rule? Any children of a tag,
Yeah.
new line.
Hang on. Hang on.
We're focusing purely on line 36. Yeah, that's it.
Hang on. Is that level? Yeah. Right.
Right. So what I mean by let me show you this one, and then you're going to get all the rest right because I know this, right? So any children of a tag, new line is what I mean.
Ah, fuck. Sorry, I
Yeah.
thought you only meant at the end. You mean at the beginning?
It's okay. I mean the actual content
Okay.
itself goes on a new
Right.
line. Yeah, you
Right.
got it. And then if I make it not good,
No.
make it good again. What do I mean by make it good? Perfect. That's it. Very good.
Dope.
Right
Can I just see
now
what this is like? I know it won't
you
change
can
anything.
no, it won't change. Probably won't change the
No, yeah,
visuals, but
yeah.
it's going to work, right?
It just,
Awesome.
what bothers? Can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay, this really fucking bothers me. Can we change this?
Which bit?
George is there next to Guzman, and George should be on George.
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
I promise you we will sort that out.
Thank you.
But that opens the window into the next stage, which is the layout generally. So we're not gonna leap into that pool
Or
until
touch the
we've got
banner. Don't worry about it.
all the tabbing done. Right. So there's a couple of what I want you to do now, but don't leap in quite yet until I say go. I sort the whole document out because it's good practice for this whole thing that we've just done. But let me just say this whole section here
Yeah.
that's perfect, exactly like that in terms of layout and tags being correct. It's confusing, isn't it, because we're saying tag and tab quite
No, I
often.
got you. I got you.
They're totally right. So the tabbing of those tags is very good,
Thank
right?
you.
That's
Thank you.
exactly what we want.
Thank you.
Okay, now
The
there were
attachments
there
of the
were
tag of the tags.
there was two theories that we implemented in order to make that work, right?
Mm.
The first theory is A tags have content inside them.
Right.
They're not self-closing. There was that bit that we did. The second theory is
That took
how
me
do you
ages. I'm
get?
sorry.
No, not at all. It's a hard thing. But here's the other thing: because we went around that process, I don't think you're ever going to forget that now,
No, I
right?
won't.
It's just,
That's
it's
in my
just
brain.
kind of it's burned in your brain. That's great. The second rule that we used, what happened there? Because I thought that was good. There you go. It was
you.
this. It was this rather than that. I think I messed it up.
Yeah, you
So
did.
the second rule that we need to do
Yeah.
is the rules of tabbing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What your task now is to sort out every other section. Now, before we do that, let's make our lives slightly easier. Before you dive in,
Mm-hmm.
I notice how you've already got a nice HTML comment on the go. What we're going to do here is let me just do this bit really quickly because then it's going to make it easier, right? So we're going to call this the heading.
Mm-hmm.
Now that won't actually display.
Yeah,
It just helps us as a human see what's going on.
I
So
see.
what I want you to do is to tell me the names of these people as we go. So I know this is
I'm disappointed,
Kamaru
dude. Didn't
Usman.
have those at all.
There's that, and then this is what George St Pierre.
Yeah, you can just copy
I'm
that.
just
Yeah.
I'm just going to copy from the links.
Great.
Yeah. This just makes the next job that you're doing a bit easier. Oh, don't scroll for a sec
Sorry,
because
mate. Sorry.
no, that's okay. No, it's fine. It's one of the bad things of live share. It jumps the
I
other
might need to
person
change the capital letters then,
around.
mate.
It's okay because it's just a comment for us.
Well,
I'll
certain
leave that for you
standards,
to.
and then.
I'll leave that for you.
I'm joking. Yeah, yeah.
No, it's okay. No, I mean, it's very good that you said that
Okay,
because
cool.
that says, yes, standards are important. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well done. Right, let me just finish this off. This is really good, by the way. The fact that you've got all
Thanks,
this
mate.
content on the page,
Thank you.
it's like actually a real web page.
Well, the thing is, I've
Right.
really enjoyed like writing about them and linking them and finding the right images because, like, sometimes UFC do this thing where they go fighting Donald Cerrone and then they put this fucking awful image of him. It's really blurry and he looks like he's about to shit himself and it looks awful, right? So like. You need to make him look good.
Yeah.
So, and that's stupid, but it actually really like the fighters hate it when it happens. So.
No, it's awesome.
Do you mind if I scroll real quick?
Give me 1 sec. I'm just
sorry,
going to finish this bit.
Okay.
Is it because you can't see
I
where
can't
I
see it,
am?
right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Scroll down to where I am.
Thank you.
Perfect. Chuck Liddell,
Liddell.
Liddell, sorry.
Yeah. Royce motherfucking Tracy.
I love it.
I love that.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that was in the link there.
There we go.
That's brilliant.
Right. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to notice that this bit here. Can you see where right at the bottom
Disgusting.
You can see it's a bit like what the hell's going
Gross.
on there. So I might
Yeah.
just do that to help us out
Thank
for a
you.
minute.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Now each of those sections now look pretty much the same as the one we just sorted out.
Yeah, almost.
So what I want you to do is tell me what you're about to do. Each thing that you're going to do. So,
I'm a tab
well,
like this.
no. How about this? I'll give you a tip. What I'd say is sort the links out first, then tab.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
So what's the first thing you're going to do before you do it?
Do this.
No. But what is it?
It's sorting the links out.
Okay, I'll tell you what. With this particular section, just do it because it's going to be a bit annoying to tell me everything you can do.
Thank you. Okay, hang on.
Right,
I'm gonna tab the fuck out of this. So we need this, and we need this.
Hang on, before you do the tabbing, make the links actually completed. So, for example, you've got an opening link tag there. We need to
put something
close.
Here, but I can't remember what it is. Hang on. Oh yeah, hang on. I got this. Click this for dominant. Tell me if I'm doing this wrong, and then we'll be all right. Do I need to change these to like?
Well, for before you carry on, Jack, what you've done there is you've put the content of the text inside the tag, and where it actually needs to be. So, okay, look, undo a couple of times, and I'll help you out. That's it. One more time. Keep undoing. Yeah. Pause. Now, look at this chunk. What to do is always reference working code, see the pattern, and apply the pattern. That's what I'm going to tell you to do. All right. So read it carefully. Read the one that you know works very carefully. Spot on. That's it. Now, I think we just pause because that's high five, well done moment, right? That was excellent. Yep. Pause. Don't do anything. Very good. Now, we might have just discovered something that's going to help you out tremendously, and is what actually programmers do all the time, right? So let's repeat it. Look at the pattern of what you know works, and repeat that pattern. That's very good.
Right.
Because you went from this. Let me just show you what you were doing before you adopted that strategy.
Okay.
You were doing this.
Right. That
Ah,
makes sense.
right, and then yeah, because you were just looking at this section, going, all right, I don't really know what to do, so let's just try something. Right. Whereas if we go,
This is
okay,
here.
well, I know that works.
Right. Right.
Cool. What's the pattern? Oh, right, we do A open, href close it, then some
Right.
content, then
Since
we've
this is
got
the
this
same thing, we
here.
might as well just follow the
Much easier,
pattern.
isn't it?
Right.
Follow the pattern. Absolutely, that is gold dust right there.
Very good.
If you're looking at something you know works, identify the pattern of what works, and then you've got your manual for what to do next. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool. So same thing for the image tag, and let me just remind you that the image tag also needs to be a link.
Oh. Shit. Hang on. Hang on. Be a link. So do I need to? Hang on. Let me just look at the pattern.
Remember, look at the pattern. Very good.
I don't know. I don't know how that's different.
Well, okay, read it line by line, and tell me, like, read this section line by line, and I'll help you out doing that. So
Okay.
we have an opening link tag,
Yeah.
followed by the text for the link,
We do.
followed by a closing link tag.
And
That's
href.
that bit, right?
Ah, href.
So then we have an opening link tag, followed by the image, followed by a closing link tag. Okay, but hang on, pause, undo. Right, look very carefully at the pattern. Because what you just did, I'm going to go up to the working one here.
Okay.
Right? And what you just did is this.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Yeah. So look very carefully at the pattern.
Needs to be there, right?
It does need to be there. Very good. Now, I can give you another trick, which is you already have the correct link that you need just above that's wrapping the text. And we need exactly the same link to wrap the image. So you could just copy line 44. Exactly. Very good. Now, let me just double down on this. Look at the difference looking at the working version makes, right? It really, really helps.
Hang on, I need to just...
Okay.
Actually, no, I can keep that. Right.
Now, one thing I'd say, you're very close.
Hang on.
What?
Hang on.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to shut up because...
Let me just... I don't know. What were you going to say? Sorry.
Okay, so look at line 34 and 35.
Yeah.
The image tag is inside the link tag.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, undo that. Pause. Undo. The whole of the image tag, right down to the closing of the image tag, is inside the tag. Okay, pause, Jack. Undo. Get yourself back to where the image. Right, cool. When I say the whole of the image tag, I mean that.
Yeah, I was about to do that.
Okay, cool. That's it.
And then hang on. It's in here, right? Oh fuck.
It's okay. Undo a few times. You'll get it back. Then you can cut. That's it. Cut now.
Oh fuck. Nah, man. What'd I do?
Are you okay? Just pause and then go and cut lines 49 to 51.
Sorry,
make sure
man,
you include line. Hang on. Pause. Undo. You need to make sure you include line 51. That's it. And then that needs to go inside the tag.
It is crazy how awful I am.
Perfect.
When you're looking at me.
No. That's a known phenomenon. It's okay. Like coding. No. I'll tell you why it happens. The human psychology of I can now just chill out and do what the fuck I want without any stress of what somebody else is going to think because they're watching me. It's a huge problem. Like it's the same as the England football team suffer every time they play, right?
God, it's crazy, man.
They're probably brilliant on the training field. The moment they get in front of people,
fuck it.
Yeah.
UFC's my game now. Fuck football with bullshit. There's a bunch of corrupt wankers in Russia giving everyone steroids and raises for no reason and tax avoid. Anyway. Now,
next thing. That whole section, the George St. Pierre section, is that's correct in terms of HTML tags. So now it's all about the tabbing for that section. I'll show you a trick, Jack.
I know you highlight all of it and then tab it, but I can't be asked.
Okay, very good. That's all I was going to show you.
Hang on, this isn't right. No, it's right.
It's not quite because you've got a space, so you want it like that. You see that? You see line 54 is the correct. That's it. Very good. Perfect.
It has one there. Oh, like that. Okay.
Yeah,
so
but look.
Wrong there too.
No, that's good. That's good. You
You
see?
sure? Because there's one
Yeah,
there and
yeah.
now there's two there, so I don't get it. Oh no,
No,
there's one there.
where's
Sorry, yeah, I get you, I get you, I get you.
you can see it?
Yeah, I
Perfect.
can
Well
see
done.
it.
Cool.
Can I do this, or is that wrong?
So I can see one. I can see one or two little problems on line 47 and on line 50.
Oh, hang on. 50.
Very good.
That's right.
And then line 50.
I'm pretty sure that's right. Oh, sorry. I was
Very
equating that
good.
tag with
Yeah.
that tag.
No. Very good. Now,
Uh,
let me just point out, like, you're already picking this up quite quickly because you just saw that, didn't you?
right, right.
I
Perfect.
didn't tell you that. You just saw it.
Right.
So
It's the
these.
problem with these brackets being the same as these brackets of the same thing. You know, it's like, ah,
Mm,
fuck, where do they go?
yeah.
But then you just
Yeah.
have to go to the beginning and look for the
Yeah.
dashes or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Uh,
Perfect. That's that one done. So next one, these should be a little easier now
Very
because we
easy.
kind of got the pattern burnt in, right? So
Right, hang on.
now we're
Let
on
me
to
just.
Connor.
Let me just. So. Oh no, hang on. I'm doing something wrong. Hang on. Look at the thing. And then I haven't closed it. Why haven't I closed it? That's stupid. And then. And then. And then. No, no,
Look at
no,
the
no,
color.
no, no.
Yep, very good, very good. Well done.
Oh fuck!
Hang on.
Why does it do that? Right. Okay.
I think it was trying to be code was trying to be clever for you there in
Bastard.
zone.
Um. Uh. I know there's
Remember,
something I
you
could
could
probably copy here, but
you
I
could
want
just
to do
copy
this
it.
to remember it. Uh. Mm, equals. Yeah, that was stupid. I don't know why.
It's okay. I admire that I want to type it out, but very quickly you're going to go fuck it.
Yeah. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Yep.
It's okay.
Yep.
You don't need to say hang on because I'm not rushing you. It's normally me telling you to hang on because you're off doing something where we needed to pause. So you don't feel the pressure of me hurrying you up because that's not what's happening.
Good. This hasn't been closed.
Very good. That's excellent.
Have I done that right? No, I haven't.
So burn into your brain slash then. That's it.
Always slash first.
Uh,
Fuck's sake. Right.
Always slash first. That's
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
Yeah, nailed it. Now it's just tabbing.
Oh fuck. Uh, how do you backspace? I can't remember.
So a shift tab is what
Oh,
you want to do.
shift tab.
That's
That's
it.
right. No.
That's perfect. I mean, well, okay. So you need to look at like from line 63 down to line 70. It feels like there's a bunch that is sort of too tabbed in. See what I mean? So let's take the image tag first. Yep, that's it. That'll do. Very good.
And then this. And then this.
Very good.
And then this.
Now where does that go? Very good. You've got one extra space on line 66, just to be
I was about
pedantic.
to. Yeah. Sorry. And then.
Sorry.
Can that be there? Or is that too...
Hang on. Pause on that chunk. Just look at line 66 again. And it should be in line with line 62 because it's the closing tag for line 62.
Yes.
But that's
I
it.
forgot
Spot
that.
on. Very good.
Sorry.
Yep. And well, what you're doing here is this is wax on, wax off because you're just training your brain to
Yeah,
recognize the
it's muscle
patterns.
memory,
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. And also visual memory.
Visual memory.
It's like you're looking at it and you're going, oh, I can see it. Yeah, you nailed it. Look at that. And that was
Cool.
my well. Now I'm being particularly pedantic.
Nailed it.
Line 60 has got a bit of a tabbing thing. Do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like, don't correct those because I want to show you a trick at the end to do that. I've been purposely not telling you let's correct that because I want to show you another trick.
Mm-hmm.
So on line 60, there's one little tabbing issue that you might want to look at. Perfect. There you go. See, that was a lot easier than the last one.
That
Let's
was
go
so much
to
better. This is making me
John.
happier.
Good. It's quite satisfying, isn't it?
Very
Right?
satisfying.
You kind of get it laid out like that, and you're like, sick. That's good code, right?
Yeah. I'm just doing all the easy things first. That's always my rule for like
Yeah.
games and stuff.
No,
It's like in
very
pool,
good.
you always do the easiest shot,
Mm,
then everything else lines up. It's very
that's
nice.
good. I'm basically a bit quiet now because I think you know. I think you know how to
I
solve
very,
it.
very much hope so. I need to href this. Hang on. And then put that under there. But I haven't closed it because I'm a moron.
No moron.
I'm not a moron. I'm a fucking
But
genius.
that's it. That's much better than moron. Very good.
I'm joking. I'm an idiot. But hang on. Under this. No.
Yeah, it's trying to be overly helpful again, isn't it?
Fuck you and your help. Hang on, this is wrong.
No, no, hang on, it's fine. You have all the time you need.
Thank you. Close it.
Very good. I still slash
Sorry.
first. You'll get it. You'll get it. It's okay.
Is there something else that I used to do that was like that or something?
I don't think so. I just think you've got used to doing it with the slash afterwards, and you just need to correct your muscle memory.
Right. Hang on.
It's perfect in terms of HTML tags. You just need to do tapping now.
Fuck. Oh, A is well off.
Do yourself a favor and start on line 73 because that's going to set the tone for the rest of it. So that just needs to go back one space. Line 73. That's it. Then it's going to start to make a lot more sensible the rest of it.
Right. Like that.
Yeah, that's good. One little thing is learn to recognize the difference between a single space and a tab, and line 74 is a good example of that. That's it. I mean, it's very finicky when we get to that stage, right?
That's fine.
But
because what we're sign that I'm there, you know.
Yeah, very good, very good. But yeah, you nailed that. That's perfect. Well done. Next one.
I want to double check that. Hang on.
I'm positive. Well, 95% positive. That's perfect.
You're right.
Great.
I didn't mean to say that. All right, so
Next one.
We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this. I'm not even looking at it yet. I know what's wrong with it.
Very good. See, you remarkably quickly pick up this stuff.
Thank you.
And yeah, again, code is like code is trying to help you out with the closing tags, but not actually helping.
Yeah. Bastards. How dare you? Boom, and then hang on. Oh fuck, what have I done here? Yeah, got rid of the A, and then that's image is right, and then that's right, and then that's right, and then I need another A, and then slash first. Fuck yeah, remember.
Very good. You remembered the slash first. Excellent. Well done.
Now this is tabbing now, isn't it?
Yep.
That's right. That's not. Oh no, you start here. Yeah, that's right. That's what I think. Yeah. No. No.
Very good. Well done.
I know I can shift tab, but this is easier. Is that? I think that's. Okay.
Yep, that's perfect in terms of its own relativity.
Oh.
But do you remember when I said start at the beginning because that sets the tone for the rest of the section? So the whole section is tabbed in. It's the whole section is tabbed in one too much. So if you do the whole section, including the comment, and then shift tab.
Oh, okay, hang on. Oh, this is not going to work. Oh.
Is it? And then just okay, because you got the whole section. Shift tab once. Hold shift and press tab. That's it. And do it one more time. Do it one more time. Then unselect everything. Now just tab the comment once, and then visually check it to the one above.
Yep. Right.
Now, have you noticed something that there's vertical lines joining tags?
Yeah, it makes it easier to tell.
It makes it easier to see everything, doesn't it? Yeah. So you can basically line up the opening tag with the closing tag and make sure that they're tabbed correctly. So,
like, change the fucking layout of it.
No, this will have zero effect on the look of the page in the browser. This is purely when you open the code so you can see it clearer.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so a browser doesn't give a shit about where stuff is tabbed. It's a purely human exercise, what we're doing right now.
Human.
There's one or two cases where spacing will affect the look of the page, but they're edge cases, and we don't need to worry about them right now.
Okay. I've done something massively wrong here. Hang on.
I don't. Well, no, it's looking good. You're just missing a link.
That's it.
Around the image.
Oh, this. Yeah, sorry. That took me years. Hang on.
Well, about 5 seconds actually, but hey.
Right. Is it under there or over? Oh, it's under there. Boom.
Very good.
Hang on. Yeah.
just to point out, I'm not telling you anything now, and you're just doing it.
Okay, no way. No, fuck.
Oh, pause.
No way here.
Look at the pattern. Very good.
This is all tapped outrageously.
But you still need to close that image, that A tag that you just deleted the closing tag for. So where's the closing tag for that going to go? So you got one of two options. You could move the closing A down after the image, or you could cut the image inside the A tag. It's up to you.
Doesn't that make sense that on its own though?
Well, look at lines 90 through 94 reference. Always do that. Always go, I'm a bit confused. Okay, I'm going to look at and recognize the difference.
This might be wrong, but bear with me.
You go on. What are you going to do? You are not wrong. That's exactly what you needed to do, right? Cool. Now you're on to just tabbing.
Oh, this is a mess, dude. Alright, okay, so let's start. That's right, wrong. That's right, that's right, that's wrong. I'm gonna do what you want me to do, so. Oh, no.
Shift. Always remember to shift. That's the one.
Is that right?
Now you've got one little issue. Like, look at line 109, and that. Or if you get line 109 correct, it will make it clear what's wrong with the rest of it.
Oh, sorry.
Very good. Well done. And then you can. Can you see the importance of like?
Yeah.
If you get the tabbing wrong further up the document, it's going to throw all of the rest of it off. That's it. You got it.
Oh, sorry. And then.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
right.
That section's perfect. Very well done.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you. Okay. Sorry, it's taking ages.
No, it's not at all. You're doing this very quickly, actually, for somebody that is like. Like 10 minutes ago, you didn't know any of these rules. You're now doing it. So
yeah, thank you. A. What are they called again? What A's are called?
Anchor is what it stands for, but basically it's a link.
Okay. These are even the same thing. Then a href under that, I think. Then image, yeah. Then CSS, yeah. And that. Then underneath, you need a link, or whatever you call it. An anchor.
So be careful that you've not closed that link twice.
Have I?
Have a look at line 190.
There.
Very good. Well done. Very
why
good.
wasn't that red? That should be red. There we go. And then there we go. And then there we go. No. This is pedantic, but I need to. There we go.
It's not pedantic, Jack. It's very important.
You're right. It is. A is on the right. No, this is wrong somehow. I need to have it.
So it's, I'll tell you the problem. Line 126, there is one space too many. That's it. And line 120 through 122 is one tab too many. That's it. Then the whole section needs to be go back one tab.
With the comment?
Yep. That's it. Sorted.
I don't know why I keep saving after all of them,
but no. That is absolutely correct.
Oh, okay.
Like Control S all the time. And are you using Control? Are you using Control S?
I am.
Excellent. Like that should be type something save. Type something save all the time. Like never be worrying about not saving. That's okay.
Okay. It's just OCD. Apparently, it's right, so that's good.
Your disk is designed to use lots of saves. It's okay. You're not going to abuse the disk.
Yeah, no, saves is not a problem with this disk.
Yeah. You have a big fat SSD in your computer, so it's okay.
SD. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Sorry, I'll shut the fuck up.
No, it's all right. I'm quite enjoying the commentary.
This is a travesty. What the fuck is it? And then no. What? I don't understand. I need.
Right. Well, for the first yes, you are. right? But again, be careful that you don't have two
I was
closing
about to do that,
tags.
but I can't do it at the same time.
And also remember slash
I
first.
can't do it. There we go.
Very good.
Why does that move every fucking time? Right, there we go. And then
Again, remember, yep. Okay, I'll shut up. You're already on it.
I'm all over it. Boom. That looks fine, but I should probably do that. Continuity.
Cool.
Boom. Okay.
Now, the only issues I can see with that is 134 through 136. That all needs to go back a space.
I always mess that up for some reason.
It's all right.
And
then the whole section back a tab.
I have to do that every time. Like that.
Cool.
Then,
Yep. Looks good to me.
Cool. Right. No. So I'm trying to do it off memory so I can get it correct.
No, don't. Your memory is the thing just above that you can see. Use that.
No, I know, but I just want to be able to get it right, you know. So I can do it on my own.
Okay. But on your own, you'll also
have it. I'll always have it. I just want to get in the habit of doing
that's
so.
cool.
I haven't closed that for some reason.
Very good. That's very good that you caught the lack of closing tag there. Very good.
Thank you. Yeah, that's good.
The same might apply. Yep, you already knew that. Very good.